Hey players, I am so sorry. We were right at Tim Scott and Byron Donalds have not been mentioned for a cabinet position at this point. In fact, if you want to just be honest about it, we haven't had any black people. I mean, we've had Vivek Ramaswamy and Tulsi, which they aren't, white or whatnot, but we haven't had any black people appointed or announced for an appointment or a nomination as of yet. Very interesting. This is similar to what Frumpy Dump did last time. Um, uh, I think the only person that he had was Omarosa, and I don't think that Omarosa was actually. I don't know. She worked in the White House. I think she worked in the West Wing or something. He didn't have anybody. So Tim Scott and 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 Byron Donalds apparently they have been. You know what I'm gonna play, y'all. Y'all already know what's coming. For Tim Scott.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Oh, yes, 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 honey. Hoodwink, bamboozle, led astray, run amok. All of the above when it comes down to Tim Scott and Byron Donalds. Agent Big Gum himself actually got married for this entire thing when at the end of the day, honey, he was not appointed, he was not selected as the VP, and so far he has not been selected for any cabinet positions. No nominations has came for Agent Big Gum or for Byron Taint Sniffing Donalds. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I believe that Frumpy to the motherfucking dump is gonna tell them this.
You mean you ain't welcome here?
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So, as previously we talked about, some of the appointments, the ones that are ruffling the most feathers at this point. I mean, there's others that I can talk about, like the dude from Faux News, Pete Hegseth. I can talk about him not being qualified to, I think he's over the VA or something like that. I can talk about him. There are several others that are not specifically qualified for these positions, but like I told you before, I do not believe that they're going to have any trouble in getting confirmed. As we all know, as previously reported, Frumpy Dump wants to do recess appointments. Now, I don't know if you guys know exactly what recess appointments are, so I'll just kind of explain what I understand of it as far as a recess appointment. So, what Frumpy Dump wants is to basically confirm someone, have someone skip the confirmation process. And y'all know what a confirmation hearing is, right? Like when you go before the Senate, you answer a whole bunch of questions, like Ketanji Brown Jackson did, and Merrick Garland, and Clarence Thomas. That's the whole thing with the Anita Hill. That's when that situation went down. It went down when at these confirmation hearings. So what Frumpy Dump has wanted to do in the deal that he issued over on the Twitter, and no, it was on Devil is a Lie Social. He wants to have these people appointed, have these people just basically go into these jobs through what's called recessed appointments. So basically, a person, the Senate would have to be in recess for 10 days, and then they will be able to just put somebody in the position, put the person nominated into the position out of necessity or whatnot. Like these people are needed. We've been in recess for 10 days. That's the way the rules are written. That's the way that it's supposed to go. That they have been in recess for at least 10 days, and these people just go through and they get the job. And they usually don't get the job for the full 4 years. They get the job for like 18 months to 2 years fully. And then they have to go through the confirmation process. But as we all know, in Frumpy Dump's first administration, a lot of these positions that he are appointing, these people didn't make it 18 months anyway. In his previous administration, a lot of these people were fired before they made it to the 2 year mark. He had several positions that it changed hands several times because he was firing people that he felt like were disloyal to him. The Republicans feel like they didn't get a whole lot done in the first 100 days because of the way Trump and Dump's administration went last time. So they're like, I don't know if they're going to do the recess appointments or not. It's going to be up to the Senate Majority Leader John Thune on how they go through that situation, and that is not really the way that the Republicans wanted to go at this point. They are really nervous about John Thune because he is not a stark MAGA Republican. He actually condemned Trump and Dump for the stuff that happened on January 6th. Now, he didn't vote for an impeachment or anything like that. Very important to note that. However, he did not support this whole notion of the big lie. So it's going to be up to him whether they do the recess appointments. But again, do I feel like any of these people are going to have any problems getting confirmed? The only way, in my opinion, is that they can't get an FBI clearance. And if Tulsi Gabbard is on the watch list like she said she is, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. We're going to move on, honey. I'm going to tell you this part of this is exhausting. I need you guys to take your breaks. I need you guys to rejuvenate. I know that you guys don't consume as much news as I do. And maybe some of you all do. Maybe some of you all do consume a lot of news all day, every day. I consume news all day, every day. Even though I may not report on it, I literally consume it all day because not only do I have you all, not the ones on Facebook, y'all don't do that, but on TikTok that send me news all day, every day. But I have friends and family members that send me news all day. And this is going from what's going on with Frump and Dump all the way to, people getting, murdered and different things. It can be exhausting and taxing on your mental health. I am going to implore you to take your breaks, back away from the social media. Don't look at things so much because it can be taxing. I have to do that. That's why I don't do content on Saturdays anymore. I do typing, put things on Facebook like that, but I do not really do videos. I have to take breaks. In 2023, I literally thought that I was gonna leave this world because I was so exhausted with everything. But I got my babies. That's not a possibility for me. Ain't no way, baby. But it was really bad. So again, I'm going to implore you to take your breaks. You're going to need them as we're going through this phase that we're going through for the next 4 fucking years. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. I want to give you an update on a very important story. To me, this is a very important story. Grab your tea, have a seat. Let's talk about it. So I have an update on the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. As we all know, honey, the three men responsible for his murder in 2021. In 2020. They have all been convicted and sentenced to basically life in prison without the possibility of parole in cases. I think the only one that has a possibility of parole is Brian. Now they are appealing those convictions, but what we have not seen is a trial or any movement on the case regarding Jackie Johnson. Jackie Johnson is the district attorney that that Greg McMichael worked for. And throughout the investigation and throughout the trial, we learned a lot about what her role was. And she was actually indicted. A grand jury returned an indictment on her back in 2021. However, nothing has happened since then. She went and turned herself in. She was indicted on a felony count of violating her oath of office and a misdemeanor count of hindering a police officer. She went to the jail and she didn't even have to pay a bond and she got out immediately. Now, she was up for reelection. She did not get reelected. Let me take you back again to what happened that day when Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael murdered Ahmaud Arbery in the middle of the street in Centilla Shores. One of the first people that Greg McMichael called was his old boss, Jackie Johnson, who was the district attorney at the time, I believe for Brunswick County. She was at the time. Excuse me. Was it Glenn County? Either one. She was the district attorney at the time, and he called her several times. Now she did not answer those phone calls, from what we understand of it, because he did leave a few messages on her voicemail. However, we do not know if they talked or not. But what we do know is that, according to prosecutors, federal prosecutors, she did make some moves for Greg McMichael, causing Greg and Travis not to be charged. Apparently, she recused herself from the case, but not before passing it over to another district attorney, who she spoke with uh, regarding the case, according to the prosecution. And that person wrote a letter and decided not to wrote a statement and decided not to charge Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael in the horrendous crime. However, a couple of months later, Roddy Bryan, we now learn that Roddy Bryan, one of the assailants, actually uh, released the video to the public. And that is what ultimately led to them being charged. So Jackie Johnson was charged in the case. However, nothing has happened. So a judge has set a 2025 early 2025 trial date. It is scheduled to begin on January 21st in coastal Glenn County. Um and she it her attorney is facing some backlash, and according to the court, this is um one of the reasons why she was not the trial didn't move along, because her attorney was representing award winning rapper Young Thug. Brian Steele, as we all know, Young Thug just basically got off like a fat rat in his charges and everything, and got like 15 to 20 years or something probation. But yeah, that is her attorney. His name is Brian Steele, and he is facing some backlash for actually taking that case. Apparently, he has spent the past 2 years in an Atlanta courtroom defending Young Thug, and he apparently did a good job. So in January of 2025, they're supposed to start jury selection, and Jackie Johnson is finally going to face a jury of her peers to decide whether she is guilty of the charges that are brought against her. There is some compelling evidence that was presented during the trial of the three murderers in this case. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I was excited to see this one. This is one that I have followed for quite some time, and I was excited to see it. So I decided, instead of posting it, that I would bring it over here and I would talk with you guys about it, because I think that you guys would appreciate that we're finally going to see a trial in this case. All right, players, go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. We're moving on to. All right, players. So I want to talk to you about the Fulton County District Attorney's Office has been found to be in violation. Excuse me, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office has been found to be in violation of the 8th and 14th Amendment uh, of the Constitution, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, um, after a inmate was found deceased in their jail. According to this, the Fulton County Jail reported 1,054 assaults and 314 stabbings, as well as examples of SA and unsanitary conditions. Now, the department began the investigation after 35-year-old LaShawn Thompson was found deceased in his cell, infested with bed bugs. Of course, here at the Black Accurate News, I send my condolences out to his family. LaShawn Thompson was, according to reporting, he was schizophrenic, had some mental health issues, and the attorney Merrick Garland said that LaShawn Thompson's horrific death was systematic of a pattern of dangerous and dehumanizing conditions in the Fulton County Jail. Fulton County facilities, excuse me, LaShawn Thompson was found deceased, and he was pronounced dead. And four other inmates were diagnosed with serious mental health needs. Officials also said that guards have a history of placing 17-year-old boys in isolation for extended periods of time for punishment, causing a substantial increase in people wanting to not be on this earth anymore. Um, so they have been found to be in violation, and they're going to have to get into some type of agreement with the Justice Department, like like the police departments often do, where they get into a little plan where they are monitored by the Justice Department regarding the conditions inside of the jail and whatever violations that they violated that they found. They go into some type of planned deal where they make some steps to correct these issues. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Fulton County Jail, so I can't really argue with those things. We've seen a lot of bad videos coming out of the Fulton County Jail. Today, I guess the Justice Department made the first step in trying to rectify those things. However, if we get Matt Gaetz, I really don't know what's going to happen with this, because this is the Civil Rights Division that did this investigation and came with these findings. So, in my opinion, these are the type of things that are likely going to go away if Matt Gaetz is confirmed as the Attorney General of the United States. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. We got to go move on, honey, because not Louisiana being 40th in education for K through 12 and up here trying to fight this commandment crap. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. Let's talk about it. All right, players. So as we know, last week, a federal judge found that the Louisiana law that was supposed to take effect in January of 2025, requiring the Ten Commandments to be displayed on every K through 12 classroom. In every K through 12 classroom, they found it unconstitutional. Well, baby, the state of Louisiana is now planning to fight this whole thing. They actually filed an emergency appeal on yesterday. Lawyers for the state of Louisiana asked the federal appeals court to immediately block a judge's ruling ordering education officials to tell all local districts that a law requiring schools to post the Ten Commandments in the classrooms were unconstitutional. Now the state does plan to appeal the entirety of the order, but they filed an emergency appeal in the Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals that is aimed at just that aspect of it. That he actually told them to tell the other districts, because only 5 districts were listed on the lawsuit that filed the lawsuit or whatnot. So they're saying that he went out of his law. Oh my God, what is the word I want to use? I'm not recording this for the thing, so I can actually stop what I'm doing. Somebody tell me what he went beyond the bounds of his authority by overstepped his authority by saying that the by ordering the local by ordering everyone to tell all the local school boards of his findings when only 5 districts are named as defendants in the legal challenge. Now, those districts are East Baton Rouge, Livingston, St. Tammany, Orleans, and Vernon parishes. Now, the superintendent of education, Kate Brumley, and the state education board were also defendants in the lawsuit, and they were ordered by the judge to take no steps to implement the law in January. But again, the state contends that because officials have no supervisory power over local elected school boards, the order applies to just those 5 boards. So basically, they trying like hell to get that Ten Commandments on the wall. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I have a picture of it, and since I'm not gonna post this for the podcast, I'll kind of, can y'all see that? Because I didn't get to load it into my thing, but that is what it looks like. It has a picture of Mike Johnson, the House of Representative and lawgivers, and Moses, the lawgiver, and it has Speaker Mike Johnson picture on there as well. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now, again, Louisiana ranks 40th in education for K to 12th and 49th for higher education. Thanks to our Republican governor Landry, Louisiana now has a $500 million deficit. Now, when John Bell Edwards left in 2023, he actually He actually left with a nearly $3 billion surplus. And he, when he first took office, he inherited a $2 billion deficit from the previous Republican governor. He ended up turning that around, and at the end of his 8 years, there was a $3 billion budget. I mean, $3 billion surplus, and now because of this deficit, they are actually considering not giving teachers raises or again, all sort of things that they're considering, because once again a Republican governor has came in and screwed up Louisiana when the Democrat John Bel Edwards, similar to what we're seeing with President Biden, who did not increase the deficit as much as Frumpy Dump did previously, and leaving the economy in a pretty good condition. Now we're seeing this is the same thing with this Republican-led governor who has basically ran Louisiana into the ground with when they're 40th in education, and what they want to spend their money and time on is putting the 10 Commandments in the classroom, violating the separation of church and state, violating the freedom of religion, the First Amendment, all of the things. They're going to spend their time doing this. I think it's absolutely ridiculous and a hot boo boo shitty mess. But who am I to speak on it, honey? I'm just a little old double D. All right, players, y'all know what time it is, baby. It's time for us to scurry on, and it's time for your favorite game. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Players, it's time for another riveting episode of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. All right, players. So, do you guys want to know who is going to be the recipient of the stupid prize? Tonight, it's not political. I decided to scurry on away from the politics when it comes down to play stupid games, win stupid prize, because literally we all getting the stupid prize because they they elected Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. All the American people are literally consuming the stupid prize at this point. But for this particular segment tonight, I am going to be giving the stupid prize award to 4 people in Southern California that were arrested and accused of insurance fraud after they claimed that their cars were trashed by a bear. Mm, 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 mm. The so-called the according to the 4 people, the so-called bear uh entered and damaged a 2010 Rolls Royce Ghost on January 8th while it was parked in Lake Arrowhead in San Bernardino Mountains, northeast of Los Angeles, the California Department, according to the California Department of Insurance. Now they submitted a video of the supposed attack. As you guys can see, that is the marks that they claim that the bear made and the damage that was made to the vehicle, and they were paid over $100,000. Now they submitted a video of what they claim was the bear attacking the attacking the car. However, upon further scrutiny of the video, the investigation determined that the bear was actually a person in a bear costume. I can't breathe. Baby, let me give y'all a close up of the bear costume, y'all, because they tried to go all out. Please don't say it's gone. No, it can't be. There it is, y'all. Look at the costume. And they still had it. They still had it. And look, y'all, I can't take the video because I don't know if they're going to flag me for it. I want to play it for y'all so bad, but I can't. But the person the bear opened up the door. And I know they do that, I think, when they entered the car and just was up in there and it looked like it was doing something, y'all. But you could tell that was not no damn bear the way it was. It was so bad. And even when you look at the pictures, y'all, just look closely at the pictures. That ain't no damn bear attack. Look at so the 4 people whose names I won't attempt to try to pronounce. They are Valley Village, and they were arrested on charges of insurance fraud and conspiracy. Um, the scam cost the insurance company $141,839. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now there are bears in Lake Arrowhead and in the San Bernardino Mountains, which is Forested Range, about 60 miles northeast of Los Angeles, but they don't wear costumes. That's according to, let's look at the costume again. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. That would have been better off not submitting the video. Like, y'all gonna submit a video of your crime, baby, and there ain't no way I was gonna speed past that and not give them the stupid prize award. All right, players. I really hope y'all enjoyed this brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. I'm sorry about that little snafu, and I'm also sorry. I'm not really sorry that I'm in my robe, honey, because, I mean, hey, y'all family. We family. So I can kind of, I might start, not trying to dress. No, I ain't going to do that. I can't do that every week. But I want to say that I appreciate y'all for hanging around. I'm sorry about the little snafu that happened earlier with the live stream. I may decide to put these together and put for a podcast. I probably won't. I'll probably come back tomorrow night and record another episode for The Real Tea with Double D. But thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate all of your love and support. Make sure you're following and subscribed and all of the things so you can keep up to date with the day-to-day tea. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.